afternoon, Wolverines. This is Miss Hayden, your principal, for our not weekly update, but maybe the year's update for our brand new student and parent orientation. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our senior class president, Ms. McKenna Wickers, who will do the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by Joella Carrero, who will be singing the national anthem. McKenna?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. That is just one taste of the talent that we have in this building. Thank you, Joella and McKenna. All right, so you are a Wellington Wolverine. You are a part of this amazing family now. So let's talk about the people that you will be involved with here at Wellington High. If you're coming in as a freshman, you'll notice that we have what we call grade level support centers. We don't believe in separating our assistant principals from our deans and from our counselors. We believe here at Wellington that we all work together to help our students, okay? So if you're incoming as a ninth grader, you'll notice that you have your ninth grade support team. There is your assistant principal, Mr. Kozlowski. He has a dean. His name is Mr. Krupa. He will be handling the discipline. Your counselors within the ninth grade team are going to be Miss Donnelly, and Ms. Avant. Okay, right now, Ms. Donnelly is on maternity leave. So we do have our graduation coach, a very well-versed counselor, assisting us with Ms. Donnelly's caseload. So Miss Jean is assisting us with letters A through L. Okay, so not to worry. And I believe I sent out her information last time I did a weekly update, but I will send it to you again, not to worry. Okay, 10th grade support center. The head of our 10th grade team is Ms. Magda Dominique. She heads the team where her dean is going to be Mr. Lee Tanton. And the 10th grade counselors are Mr. Travis Gray, A through L, and Ms. Julia Say, letters M through Z. Then when we get to 11th and 12th grade, that becomes more of a blended family, I would say, because the needs of the 11th and 12th graders are significantly different than the needs of our 9th and 10th graders. So in 11th and 12th grade, we're really focused on graduation, what's going to happen after graduation, and really ensuring that we are prepping our students to make that leap. And sometimes it takes someone to really get to know the students and build the bridges to get us over that hump. So in 11th grade, we've got 2 assistant principals. We've got Dr. Eric Moore and we have Ms. Tanya Grant. Okay. And then in 12th grade, we have 1 assistant principal, and that is Dr. Calvente Torres. Okay. We don't have a dean in 12th grade because usually by 12th grade, the discipline issues are really close to nothing. So really our goal in 11th and 12th grade is to prepare these students for life. Okay. So we have 4 counselors working with our 11th and 12th graders who will have the students for 2 years in a row at that point, right? So we have Mr. Andrew Saperstein for 11th and 12th grade. He has last names A through D. Then we have Ms. Danielle Faircloth. She is also our school counselor coordinator. For 11th grade, she has last names E through I. And for 12th grade, she has last names E through L. But again, once you start with her in 11th grade, you'll continue with her into 12th. For last names J through RI, you have Mr. Pancari in 11th grade. And last names M through R are also Mr. Pancari, and those are for our seniors. And then Mrs. Terry Roberto, we love her. 11th grade, RO through Z are the last names. And for 12th grade, last names S through Z. Then we have our amazing graduation coach and college and career coach, and she runs our college and career center in the media center, and that is Miss Jean. And then for our adult ed services, after school, community services, what have you, is Mr. Chris Romano. If you look to the right on your screen, everyone that you need to know on this campus is on this list. Okay. So I'm giving you direct emails. That is always the best way to get a hold of anyone on this campus, right? Because during the day, it's hard for us to answer the phone because we are working with your children. Okay. So we can't get to the phone. And sometimes, it's really hard to get a phone call back, or sometimes we don't even get the message. So the best way to get a hold of anybody on this campus is by email. And then you have it written and documented as well. Okay. Everyone will get back to you within 48 hours, but just please be patient and know that we have 2,750 students on our campus. Okay. And then ×2 for parents, and then maybe ×4 for other parents and guardians. So please bear with us and email us if you have any questions. Okay. Next slide. We have our bell schedule posted here for you. As you know, we get here at 7:30 a.m. That is when the bell rings. If you are going to be dropping off your child, I am going to highly recommend that in the first week, until you get the hang of it, you leave very early. Okay. School starts at 7:30. If you leave your house at 7:15, your child's going to be late. Okay. So please leave early and drop your student off early. We open our gates for parent drop off at 6:45. Okay. So, and we will have supervision. So not to worry. I would rather you be early than late. Okay. So keep in mind, we start school at 7:30. School ends at 2:50. Our gates do not open for parent pickup until about 2:30. Okay. So again, you can wait on the road, but you're not going to be allowed into the campus until about 2:30 to pick up. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about parent drop off and pickup in a little bit. Okay. Next slide. Visitors. Due to many issues going on through this country, we have very strict visitor policies. All right. Visitors may enter by appointment only. Okay. We need to know you're coming. If you're coming on campus and you need to see somebody, please make an appointment. Otherwise, shoot them an email. Somebody will email you back. Okay. And appointments don't begin until 8 a.m. Why? Because between 7:30 and 8, we're trying to settle the students. We're taking care of business to get the day started. So we would prefer that any appointments or any visitors, if you could wait until about 8 o'clock, that would be ideal. Okay. No visitors will be allowed on campus during class changes, lunch, and emergency drills. And I'm sure you can imagine why. Okay. When our students are out in the courtyard or they're changing classes, I really don't want any visitors coming onto campus that we don't know. Okay, so while the students are most vulnerable and they are changing classes or in the courtyard, we do not allow visitors to enter the campus. Okay, while the kids are in class, absolutely, we'll take care of you. All right, all visitors will also be run through the Raptor system, which is a quick background check. Visitors must comply with all directions from site administrators related to health and safety, including but not limited to usage and passage through common areas and shared spaces. Again, if you're already on campus and we're about to change classes, we ask that you remain in the office that you're supposed to be in until that has taken place. And then visitors, including parents and guardians, you do not have unrestricted access to the school property, and you have to remain in the approved areas. Okay? All right, next slide. School food service. So, yay, we still have free breakfast and lunch for all students. Free breakfast and lunch for all students. It's amazing. Okay, no applications are required. We have grab and go kiosks throughout the campus and then full meals in the cafeteria. All right. If you want to buy something above and beyond, like chips or things that just wouldn't naturally be free, then go ahead and set up, your school cash online account. But other than that, lunch is free. Breakfast is free. Try to get here early, especially those kids that get here early. Go get some breakfast. Start your day off with a bang. And then, like I said, there's optional items, snacks, and what have you that will cost extra money. Okay. All right. Next slide. Required supplies. I know a lot of you have been reaching out wanting supply lists. Well, in high school, as you know, we have 7 different classes and 7 very different teachers, right? So I'm asking you, if you want to get supplies, get your basics for right now, but for the very specific items, wait for the first day. Teachers will go ahead and post what they need, and they will absolutely give you time to get it. All right. So don't go buying anything right now. Most of our students, not most of our students, all of our students do most of their work on the Chromebooks, really. So school supplies have changed in the last several years. So wait for the teacher to go ahead and put that out. Also, there's going to be lots of schedule changes between now and the first day of school. So don't, go crazy getting school supplies. Just pause and wait for the teachers to put that out for you on the first day of school. All right. The only thing you can get that I would recommend, if you know what math class your student is going to be in, this is the list of calculators for the different math classes. Many of them are the same. Many share the same level of calculator, but for those students that are getting into those upper levels of math, we did put out the type of calculator that the student will need. And other than that, I have a wealth of other amazing presenters that I want you to hear from and talk to and recognize their faces. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to hand it on over to our student government president, Haley Guzik.
Hello, everyone. I'm Haley Guzik, the SGA president here at Wellington High School. First order of business, I'd like to welcome you guys all to our awesome high school. Here at high school, we like to focus on building a sense of community and camaraderie among the students and really focusing on positive behavior, not only making the students feel welcome, but also setting them up for the best success. Here at Wellington High, we offer a ton of clubs and activities, anything ranging from academics to artistic. We have a ton of awesome sports teams as well and leadership organizations. So there truly is something here for everyone. As for our dress code, we do follow a relaxed dress code within our district policy here, so students can really dress for their success. Lots of students wear t-shirts, sweatshirts, jerseys. You can wear anything as long as it follows the guidelines posted above. And now for our awesome AP, Mr. Rates, for more information for you guys.
Hello, everybody. My name is John Rates. I am not Officer Enrique Basas. He could not be with us here today. He's at a training, I believe. But we're going to go over a few things for safety and security. Fortify Florida is something that is, it's an app-based. It's on every district issued device. All of your students with the Chromebooks or whatever device their issue will have this automatically on it. And what it is a direct, anonymous way for a student to tip us off on something that could potentially happen on campus. So these are things that could be imminent threats of violence, as far up as the unspeakable. So if you know what I'm saying there, if a student has knowledge of something on campus or off campus that could potentially cause harm to our children, this application will directly communicate with us at the school in terms of administration, and it goes right to local police and higher ups within school police. We ask again, don't hesitate to use it. If you have information, you see something, you know something, say something. You could save lives, and you could also save people from potential injury. Parent drop-off and pickup. I am happy to say I've been here 17 years, and this is the smoothest it's been. We've streamlined a few things. We had to pull some strings with the district, but our pickup and drop-off is now on the north end of school campus. So drop-off beginning early in the morning. I'll be out there usually around 6:30, like Ms. Hayden says. We have supervision provided from 6:45 onward. It is a right turn in only and a right turn out rather only. So our drop off is what would be considered the old bus loop. In the afternoon, it will be used as a bus loop, but morning time, it expedites the flow. And the only thing that we really ask is pay attention to the signs. So we have a quick little kind of an aerial video that will show you what it looks like in terms of a typical drop-off. So as you can see, the cars are queuing up towards the north end of campus. That canal is directly across from Arissa Place there. And then you'll see a number of signs. There'll be staff members out there, and we can be rather loud and borderline obnoxious. But we ask you, please pull forward, because if we fill up that loop all the way to the stop sign, we can fit approximately 29, 32 at the most cars, which is quite a bit. Everybody releases simultaneously. We've had Dr. Talamer out on the road there and Officer Bastas out on the road getting people out. We block off a lane. We also get help from time to time with the sheriff's department. And then once the signs flip, like I said, once you get to the point, we communicate all of that information via walkie. The signs flip, exit your car. We can unload quite a few at a time. And as you can see by the video, it's constantly flowing. Other schools do not have that luxury, unfortunately for them. But for us, we do, and it's significantly better. Parent drop-off reminders, plan accordingly. We have a lot of people, anywhere between 1,500 and 1,800 cars dropping off in a very small period of time. The gates open at 6:45, and then we close them. We open them again at 2:30 for parent pickup. Parent pickup's a little different. There's another loop out back of the school, but we'll have staff out there directing, and we also kind of corral off which lane you use with cones. You cannot drop off on the road. Please do not do that. I've been told by the sheriff's department that they will be out patrolling. Do not risk a ticket. But more importantly than all of that is these are children, and there are kids darting in and out of traffic that sometimes aren't paying attention. Please do not put a child at risk, especially your own. Pull into the bus loop. Safety comes first at all times, even if they're a little bit late. We'd prefer late and safe over, God forbid, anything else. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Mike Kozlowski, our 9th grade assistant principal.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Kozlowski. I am the 9th grade assistant principal. So what I'd like to talk today about is attendance. We'll start off with attendance. It matters more than you'll ever know. Okay, there are many studies that show students who attend school on a regular basis and get involved in activities do better. Their GPA is higher. They're more adept to what goes on in school. So attendance is paramount. Okay, 50%. If you miss more than 50% of your class, you're considered absent. So if you're tardy and you show up within like the first 5 minutes, it's a tardy. After 50% of that class, you're considered absence. The reason I'm telling you this is they start adding up. And once you hit 9 absences for the first semester and 10 absences for the second semester, you have to show mastery of the final exam at the end. It is your responsibility as a student to keep track of your absences. Also, it is your responsibility as a student to ask your teacher for makeup work, okay? You have basically an allotted time, so 1 day absence equals 1 day for makeup work. Unexcused or excused absences, this rule applies. That goes as well for the 9 absences for the first semester. Students, parents, keep track of your absences. I can't tell you how many times, I've been here since 2005, can't tell you how many times teachers have told the student they have to take an exam and they're saying the teacher's saying they're at 11 and over, and the student's saying, no, I'm at 9, and it just becomes a headache. Keep track of them, okay? The next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be COVID, okay? Obviously, it's in our society. It's everywhere right now. We do not offer virtual classrooms, okay? If you have COVID and you're at home, please stay at home, but we do not offer the virtual option anymore. The district does not. Also, there's no queues placed in, okay? So queue used to designate that you had COVID. It doesn't happen anymore. So you will get an absence, but please let us know. You can send myself or any of the assistant principals, any guidance counselors that you have COVID, and we'll make sure that you get the appropriate actions that are needed, that your grade book is adjusted appropriately, and we'll go from there. The last thing I'm gonna say about this is if you're not feeling well, if you have a fever, a cough, and you're just not feeling well, please stay home. Please. There's over 2,700 kids on this campus. There's over 120 teachers, other staff. It's not worth getting everybody else sick. Just so just if you can, stay home, please. Okay. Last thing, tardies. There is nowhere on this campus you can't get to within the allotted time. Okay. We understand that things happen. Maybe you're late in the morning. I don't know, lunch issue. There's 1,000 different things, but tardies 1, 2, and 3, they're free. Basically, they're just warnings. You don't get any kind of discipline consequence. The fourth tardy will result in a lunch detention. So you'll go into a room for lunch. You will not sit with your friends. It'll be quiet. It'll be a place for you to think about getting there on time. Tardy number 5 will be a 1-hour detention, okay, after school. And then every tardy after that will be a 2-hour detention after school. With this comes parent contact. We'll be reaching out to parents, letting them know where your student's standing tardy-wise when it gets to this point. Guys, if you need a way to figure out how to get around this campus, come find an adult. We can show you routes that are quicker, easier. But like I said, there's no way that you can't get anywhere on this campus within 6 minutes. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys on Wednesday. Very excited about the school year. Once again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My name is Mike Kozlowski, and you can email me or call me. Next up is going to be Miss Avant, ninth grade counselor.
Thank you. Hello, I am Miss Avant, your ninth grade counselor, and I will be directing you on our road to success. So the first thing we will talk about are graduation requirements. Students are expected to earn 24 credits, and these 24 credits include 4 credits of English, 3 credits of social study, which includes world history, U.S. history, American government, and economics, 4 credits of math, which includes algebra 1, geometry, and 2 other maths, 3 credits of science, which includes biology, physical science or chemistry, and 1 other science, 8 credits of electives, 1 credit of physical education, which includes personal fitness / team sports, and 1 credit of performing arts, which can be digital infotech, marketing, 2D art, and there are many others to choose from. In addition to the 24 credit hours, students are also expected to earn at least a 2.0 GPA. They must also complete 1 online course. This is not a blended course. This course must be taken, for example, on FLBS. They must earn at least 20 or more community service hours. And we highly recommend that they start earning those hours as early as 9th grade. They must also pass Algebra 1 ELC and 10th grade FSA ELA with at least a level 3 or higher. And next slide. So this is the college track. So in addition to the graduation requirements, colleges and universities strongly recommend 4 years of science in high school, 4 years of math in high school that includes Algebra 2 and beyond, academic electives, 100 or more hours of community service so that the students can be more marketable, 3 years of one world language. So this could be Spanish, if they're going to do Spanish, 3 consecutive years or more of Spanish, or 3 consecutive years or more of American Sign Language, just to give you an example. 3.0 unweighted cumulative GPA, and of course, competitive SAT and or ACT scores. Next up, Ms. Strucker, our Fabulous ACE coordinator.
Hi, my name is Mirka Drucker. I am, as she said, the ACE coordinator for Wellington Community High School. ACE stands for the Advanced International Certificate of Education, and it is an award, not necessarily a diploma. You still are going to need to get your high school diploma and complete all of the high school requirements that are involved in receiving a high school diploma. But it is an award, and it will qualify students for the Bright Future Scholarship. It can qualify students for the Bright Future Scholarship with removing the GPA requirement and the SAT, ACT requirement. However, they would still need to complete the 100 hours of community service. You do not need to complete the community service to get an ACE Diploma Award. You need to complete that in order to get Bright Futures, which is the scholarship that is through the state of Florida. The ACE Diploma will waive the GPA and SAT requirements, but you still do need to get a good GPA and SAT, ACT score to get into college. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at that. Students need to get, in order to get an ACE diploma, they're going to have to take 7 different ACE classes, including AS Global Perspectives as one. And then they're going to need one from Group 1, from Group 2, and Group 3. Group 4 is optional in getting an ACE diploma. However, we do require students to take English General Paper, which does fall under Group 4, as a prerequisite for a number of the other ACE classes that they are going to be taking later. I know that this is a lot to kind of take in. So if you really would like to see all of this mapped out, you can always visit our website, which is wchsace.weebly.com, which is updated by me periodically throughout the year. You are more than welcome to follow us on Twitter, and you can always send me an email. I'm much easier to get a hold of by email than by phone because I also teach classes, so I'm not always in my office. And that is all I have. I am going to now introduce you to Mrs. Fairclough, who is our school counselor.
Thank you, Ms. Drucker. As Mrs. Drucker said, I am Mrs. Fairclough. I am the 11th, 12th grade school counselor here, one of 4. I just like to talk to you about Bright Futures. Like Ms. Drucker said, one of the major benefits of earning the ACE diploma is earning the Bright Future Scholarship. When you earn the Bright or earn the ACE diploma, you get the Florida Academic Scholar Award. That's the first award that pays the most. It pays 100% of your tuition. And like she said, you do need to earn an ACE diploma and the 100 hours, but there are other ways to earn the ACE diploma, and there are 4 different award levels. There's also the Florida Medallion Scholars, the Gold Seal Vocational Scholar, and the Gold Seal Cape Scholar. So like I said, there are other ways to earn it. You can earn it through your GPA and your test scores, the SAT and ACT. The minimum SAT score for the Florida Academic Scholar is a 1330 and ACT 29, and you also need a 3.5 GPA with your 100 hours. That awards 100% of your tuition. And the Florida Medallion Scholarship, that pays 75% of your tuition. You need a 3.0, a 1210 on the SAT, a 25 on the ACT, and 75 community service hours. In order to qualify for both, the Florida Academic Scholar and the Florida Medallion Scholar, you do need the necessary high school coursework. One of the pieces of coursework that is most likely or overlooked is the world languages. You need 2 years of a world language. It must be sequential in the same language. So Spanish 1, Spanish 2, French 1, French 2, ASL 1 and 2. It cannot be French 1, Spanish 2. So although technically language is not needed for high school graduation, it is needed for bright futures. So I always consider that a 5th core course when you're planning your coursework. So you have English, math, social studies, science, but also include that world language. The other award is the Gold Seal Vocational Award. This one is often overlooked. When you take a career technical education course, one of the CTE courses, and we offer quite a few. We offer the technical design route with the principles in engineering route, the ComTech, culinary, and early childhood. If you earn a minimum of 3 credits in those fields, you could be eligible for the Gold Seal Vocational Award. There are GPA requirements and testing requirements, although they aren't as high as the requirements for the Florida Academic Scholar and the Florida Medallion Scholarship Award. So I do highly recommend that students do enroll in those CTE courses. There are benefits in doing so. Next slide. Another way to qualify is the ACE curriculum. So you could take all 7 courses needed for the ACE diploma, not actually earn the diploma, meaning not pass all 7 exams, but just have all 7 courses in the curriculum, and they will waive the GPA. They will not waive the test scores, but they do waive the GPA required. So let's talk a little bit about chain of communication. A student has an issue in a class. Well, the process should always start with the student. The student should go to the teacher. They should talk it out, whether by talking after school or shoot an email. They should discuss it, and the problem should ultimately be resolved. But if for some reason the teacher contacts the student or the student contacts the teacher, and for some reason the teacher is not contacting him back, the teacher is always welcome to give the guidance counselor a call. They can contact us via email, come see us in the Student Support Center, and we will try to then contact the teacher to reach out to the student. If for some reason things slip by the counselor, they shouldn't, but if for some reason they do, it should go to the AP. The AP then reaches back out to the counselor reaches back out to the teacher, and the teacher to the student. If for some reason that doesn't work and the parent has to get involved. Now remember, it should always start with the student, but if for some reason the parent has to get involved, the parent should go through the same process. It should go to the teacher, that doesn't work, the counselor, and then the AP. It should never, ever, ever get to the principal. It should always stop at the AP. The counselors, the teachers should get in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours. We want to make sure that your student is successful. Who to turn to? So with any academy questions, choice career programs, you should get in touch with Mr. Eric Wilkinson. He is phenomenal. ACE, it should be Ms. Drucker. For any AP questions at all, you should go to Mr. John Rates. ESOL, Mrs. Aponte and Ms. Gallardo are ESOL contacts. For ESC, we have Ms. Shauna Farina. We also have Denny Hooker this year. College and career questions should all go to Ms. Rose Myrtle Jean. And I am going to pass it off now to Mr. Eric Wilkinson. He will talk more about those career and technical education courses I was talking about earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fairclough. It's good to see everybody, even virtually. I know I've had a chance to speak with a good number of students who are coming in for our in-house and our choice programs next year, for this year, I should say. But I just want to say in general, this campus is really primed for an exciting year with every new student, whether you're a ninth grader coming in for the first time, whether you're joining us today and you're just brand new to our school because of a geographic move or a school change. I have a shirt on right now just because I'm moving boxes, but this is Emory alumni, and I'm happy with the college I went to. But more importantly, I'm a Wellington High School alumni, class of 1995, back before the internet. And I just wanted to share, like, there are more than 20 alumni on our faculty who went to our school and think of this, just as much of their job, that this is really still our school, and we really want to do a great job. And the depth of knowledge, the expertise, and the commitment to quality instruction that your students, whether you're the student watching or a parent watching right now, the depth of instruction and the quality of character of the teachers your students are about to have is just top notch. They're not going to be beat. And so I invite all of you to be excited and to look at the next week of preparation as you get your school supplies together and you get your backpack and you're ready for day one. We really want you to be excited, because the folks here who are waiting to see you and got together this morning for the first time all year, there's a real palpable anticipation to be, excellent instructors so that you guys can be excellent students and move on to the career of your choosing, the college of your choosing, the military, whatever path after high school you choose. So I just want to mention a couple of things about the programs we have at our school. Most of these programs are filled through a lottery process that some of you are very familiar with. Our Fire Academy, our Fine Arts, our Equine Pre-Vet, and our Marketing Choice programs, those have been filled for years and years through a lottery process. We still do have seats available in our cybersecurity and our drafting and communications design programs. But more broadly, more than 900 students out of the 2,700 at this school are taking some type of CTE course. Mrs. Faircloth just mentioned how those classes can be a pathway to a Bright Future Scholarship as the Gold Teal Scholars. That's another pathway for students who may not love taking the SAT, may not have perfect scores, and may not necessarily want to take all of the ACE courses required to complete the ACE diploma program. So no matter what happens each and every year, we are preparing you on every corner of this campus for the future that you have after high school. And I know that sounds daunting when you're just starting day one, but I'm sure your parents are thinking about it, because at some point they need you to leave the house. But in the meantime, just know that, again, our faculty is prepared, our campus is prepared, our staff is prepared, and we're ready. And you're going to hear more about that a little later on with social media. We'd like you to think of this as your first step in being ready. And readiness is such an important step in joining a high school and starting a new experience. So I look forward to seeing everybody next week. I know I've been in contact with a lot of you via email. Please keep sending your messages if you've got questions. Ms. Hayden, I'm sure will share this information. Our information's all over our website and social media. Please send me a message if you need anything. And with that, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Mr. John Rates, who filled in for Officer Pappas and now is going to do his own part. So,
thank you, Mr. Wilkinson, and thank you for having me back here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our parent portal. So SIS and SIS Gateway are two separate things. Your student already has one. They can log onto their portal and check their grades and all this. But as a parent, you have rights to see the same thing that they're seeing, a mirror image, if you will. I sent out PIN numbers and passwords, and it's basically just a line of symbols and letters. It's gibberish, and it changes every couple weeks. If you did not receive one of those, my email is up there, but hold off for right now, because I'm going to be sending another batch of them in the next day or two once my SIS resets, because there's a number of people who have just registered and it wouldn't generate a PIN until after 24 hours. So if the second one that I send to you does not have a PIN number, please at that point then reach out to me at john.rejc@palmbeachschools.org. Student passwords, you will be forced to change your password on August 12th. It'll log on. It'll give you the option for the old password. And on underneath this slide here, you can see there's a number of different ways to do this. And if worse comes to worse, you could just send your student to Coach H or myself on campus. We will help them through that process. There's another example. On a Chromebook, it'll be in that little waffle button down there that shows apps, and then there's a password change option. You will need to use the S. Students, if you're listening, you'll have to put that in there, slightly different than what your portal is. All volunteers on campus, and I'm going to actually make a bit of an announcement here. All volunteers that come to campus need to be registered before they come on campus. We have to run your ID through the Raptor system. Again, we have to make sure that everybody around our students and our children are people who you want around children. You cannot do this from home, and it needs to be done behind the district firewall. So we have a Wolverine Welcome Center. There's a visitor check-in computer kiosk type deal. You can come in during school hours. The lovely people in the front office there, they know exactly what to do, and they'll help you through that process. If a volunteer isn't sure, it says to contact Mr. Daniel Steckschulte, and this slideshow was kind of worked on yesterday, but as of yesterday, Mr. Steckschulte, we are very proud to announce he is now the assistant principal at Bach Middle School. So going back 2 slides, you can use my email address. In the meantime, contact me, john.rejc@palmbeachschools.org, and we will get you squared away for volunteer hours and volunteer options here at Wellington High School. Also, going back to volunteer stuff, we are a 5-star school, meaning we are involved in the community, and we do pride ourselves on that. And if you do volunteer, we do ask you, please come to the school and log those hours, because the more we log them, the better we look in terms of that. Project Graduation is a separate entity, but it's a safe, fun-filled graduation night event that promotes an alcohol and drug-free lock-in celebration exclusively for Wellington High School students. It provides the students with an evening of fun, games, music, entertainment, food, and prizes. Wellington Community High School has kept this a long-standing tradition alive for over 32 years, and it brings our community together to honor the accomplishments of each graduate every single year. The event's location is to be announced, and it's not possible without the support of our Wellington Community High School families, friends, business, and community partners. The goal is to raise $25,000 and to give our seniors a super graduation celebration. Please consider donating to this memorable event, and the donations can be made to the address and or list on the screen. I now pass the mic over to Ms. Gemma Ford, our Activities Director.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you, and it's going to be even nicer to see your students on campus and hopefully to see the parents and guardians at our off-campus events, both with clubs and with athletics. One more note I did want to add on to Project Graduation. We can't do it without your help. So we are looking for volunteers. If anybody is interested or would like more information, please reach out to anybody that you saw in this presentation, but you're also going to see my email pretty soon. Please go ahead and send me an email too. I would love to get in contact with you to get all of this rolling. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things here on campus. We are so proud of the academic success of our students and the opportunities they have, but we love our well-rounded students. And so we also have some amazing leadership clubs and opportunities. Our goal is to have every single student at Wellington High School represented and have their voice heard. So we have some amazing leaders, and you're going to see them on your screen. We have Link Crew, led by Miss Jennifer Comstock. We have LIA, led by Mr. Christian Carrera and Mrs. Claudia Gallardo. We have Blast, led by Mrs. Nancy Toussaint, and we have SGA, led by Mrs. Tracy Koff. You're also going to see their email addresses up on your screen. Please feel free to reach out to any of them if you have any questions. The great thing about our leadership clubs are that they all work on their own initiatives, and you're going to see those throughout the year, but they also come together for our campus-wide initiatives, and that's when we really get to hear what the students are thinking, what they're feeling, changes they would like to see happen, and they get to be able to sit with administration and talk about those questions, comments, and concerns. So that's one part of leadership. The next part of activities, which is probably my favorite, is all of the clubs and honor societies that we offer on campus. The list that you see on your screen is current as of right now. Before the end of probably September, we're going to have a few more clubs that are added to the list as we find sponsors and as students think about clubs that they might like to see formed. They do have a Google form where they can fill that out to suggest a club. You're also going to see down at the bottom of that list all of the class sponsors. The incoming freshman class has Brendan Lanahan. Then sophomores have Allison Joseph. Juniors have Sarah Lipsitz, and seniors have Joni Riley. And why, you might ask, is that important? Because we do have some important dates coming up that you want to remember. And specifically, something that helps everybody get involved is homecoming. So we're going to skip over those first 2 dates to talk about something fun. Just save the date. Our homecoming week here at Wellington this year is going to be October 10th to the 15th. The big homecoming parade and football game is on Friday the 14th, and then our dance is going to be on Saturday the 15th. That is open to all students, so more information will be coming about that. And then also 2 other dates, obviously. We're so excited to see all of you August 10th, first day of school, and September 13th, open house, where we get to actually meet the parents of our wonderful students. If you do have any questions about activities, please feel free to send me an email. It's listed in this presentation, and your students will see me around campus most days. Now I'm going to hand it over to our athletic director, Robert Colovi.
Hi, I'm Robert Clovey. I'm the school's athletic director. I'm going to talk about some of the sports we offer, as well as how to participate, whether as an athlete or as a spectator. So this is the list of our current sports that we offer. Our fall sports have started, or some have started already, and many will be starting within the next week or so for those who are interested in any of those fall sports. Our winter sports tryouts usually begin middle of October, and spring sports start in January. For coaches' information, the best thing you could do is probably go to our school's website, and there is a coaches list that has links to all of their emails as well as Google Classrooms, so that you can be as informed as possible from those coaches in terms of off-season conditioning or anything of that sort. I will also be sending out regular emails with the latest updates for athletics. If you are interested in participating, there's a new system. We can go to the next slide. We are transitioning from, in the past, we took physical paper, and now we are going to an online system through Activate. So before you even start that, you must have a 2.0 GPA that is cumulative. So not just for one semester or 9 weeks, that is your overall GPA. The biggest advice I can give to incoming freshmen, take that seriously. It is very difficult for those who fall under that 2.0 to ever kind of get back over and become eligible to participate in our athletics. So you must have a 2.0 cumulative GPA. Once you go to activate.com, and there is a QR code for anyone who's interested in scanning, go into that site. You'll create a registration, and through that, you'll be doing all of the traditional information through that. There are a few pages that will need to be printed out, notarized, as well as a physical form to bring to the doctor that must be completed. The big thing here for those physical forms, it has to be that physical form that's there, as well as on the school website, not a school entry form. Those are not accepted for athletics. Only that form that is brought down by the Florida High School Sports Athletic Association. Right. You also have to pay the $10 fee, and once you make a team, you'll pay $65. Both of those through School Cash Online. For those interested in attending athletic events, we are a cashless school. We do not take cash at those events. You must go to gofan.co. That's .co. It is not a typo. There is no M. And you will find our athletic events. Usually they show up the week of the event. That way, anyone who changes their mind doesn't have to ask for a refund. We do have an all sport pass that will get you into every single athletic event for family and parents. It is $100 for the students. We do have an extremely discounted one of $40 that again gets you into every single sporting event the entire school year. Both are already available on gofan.co. If you are going to any of our events, you must only bring clear bags. Anyone with a bag will be sent back to their car. There's no outside food or drinks, no re-entry. So once you're into the event, you are there. If you choose to leave, you will not be allowed back in. And once we get to just after the halfway point of an event, so for a football game, after the start of the second half, there is no new entry. So if you're going to come, make sure you're coming early to those events so that you're there to support your fellow students. We are excited that this is going to be probably our first full regular athletic season in a while. So we hope to see many of our students and families out at those events throughout this school year. Again, if you go to our school's website, you'll be able to access our the athletics page as well as activities, and to find many of this information as well as a breakdown of how to do the online system. At this time, we thank you for coming, for joining us in this event. And we have a short video for student life.